We're at the 99 Ranch Market. There's just the coolest things, like a gigantic canvas bag inside. This is at Whole Foods, Market Street, and this is at 99 Ranch Market. We'll open up this chili crisp. Ooh, smells so good. I want to make sure I get the noodles, the meat, but I'll actually scoop it out. If you have not liked and subscribed to my videos, Transform Culinary Solutions, please do it now. Like, do it right now. Like, just click, click, click. I'll juggle for you. Do whatever we need to do. Do it now. It's right there. Thank you. Chef Darin Leonardson here with Transform Culinary Solutions. We are on our way to an Asian grocery store. Super excited. We're gonna be making pho today, P-H-O, beef pho specifically. But we're gonna go to this Asian market because number one, they're gonna have the freshest ingredients. They're gonna be absolutely delicious. Also, they're way cheaper. Like, that's what I love about it, is you can get fresh herbs and vegetables that are unique, that they're just like half the price of most grocery stores and way more fresh and vibrant. And so I'm excited because Rob's gonna be able to see this for the first time. He's been to some Indian grocery stores, but the Asian markets, I think, are just as awesome. And this is kind of like this whole epicenter here. We'll probably eat some cool Asian food too, because I'm hungry for lunch, but we'll do a whole tour of the grocery store and get our ingredients for making pho. And we're gonna do it all from scratch. So we're gonna buy the spices, the fresh herbs. We just wanted to show you while we were driving there. So get excited, we're about to get there. All right, we're here at this awesome Asian grocery store area. We're at the 99 Ranch Market. It's such a busy, busy market, but like once you walk in there, it's just like, there's so much fresh stuff, and we're gonna take a peek at some things, and we're gonna gather up all the ingredients for this pho. I'm gonna show you some weird things too. Like, I mean, look at this, like, there's just the coolest things, like a gigantic canvas bag inside, but this is like tiny compared to some of how big these little fun things are. Like, getting rice here is so good. Like, look at how cheap this is. Jasmine rice, $23.99. So it's definitely way cheaper, and the quality of it is really good. Look at this, like, what is this? Well, this is rice stick noodle. Okay, no, actually I could use this for pho. That is pho right there, people. That's essentially what it is. So 1 to 2 pounds, but we do have my kids and stuff, so we get two. How much are these? These are $2.49. So we get 2 packages of that. So we definitely need that. Okay, so we got the noodles. I think what we're gonna come up against first is our meat, and the meat section is crazy. One of the cool things about Asian cultures, Indian cultures, is they're utilizing the whole animal. So like all the livers, all the parts of the animal that the Americans won't really touch, they're using it. And let me tell you what, there's so much more flavor in a lot of these ingredients. Like, these are knee bones, right? So this is actually really good to make pho out of it as well, because there's so much cartilage in those bones. So actually I'm gonna grab one of these because we're gonna make our stock. So $4.93, that's a great deal. Seriously, most people don't like drumsticks, right? It's like, but they cut these and made little like ossobuco versions of chicken. Like, how cool is that? I probably need to get that to try that. So we got the eye of the round. We got a chuck eye. I like it with a little bit of more fat content. So if you can see the difference here, like the eye of the round has like not as much fat, and this has a little bit more fat. That's gonna be delicious in the pho. So we'll actually get this. Look at that, $6.98 for this. I'm gonna get a few more bones. Oh, we need sriracha too, and hoisin. So let's go down here. Chili oil with ferment. Yeah, these are the chili crisp. It doesn't say chili crisp, but it is. And then we definitely need some sriracha. Just that alone, this is like $6 in a normal grocery store, and it's $3.99. Here's a wide rice noodle. So this is great. You can use this as well. $2.49. Grocery store, this is gonna cost significantly more. So we'll buy one of those. We'll try a fresh and a dried. Here's star anise. Does it say a price on that? Well, let's just get this one, just in case this thing's more expensive. I'm gonna get some more cinnamon sticks. $2.29 for these cinnamon sticks. Like that's, seriously, that's incredible. This coriander. Fennel seeds. Oh my gosh. Dried cinnamon. Look how huge that is. When I come into contact with things I've never seen before, I have to have this. I have to try that. Okay, panda seasoning for stewing. This, I wonder if this has all the ingredients in it. That's interesting. I think we gotta try that. Here is our hoisin options. I guess we'll just get this one. I've seen the Lee Kum Kee. I'm probably saying it wrong, but let's get that. So we're gonna get some sweet soy sauce. So then now let's go into the produce area, I think. Look at the ginger. So first of all, I've never even seen ginger this big in my life. Usually it's these tiny little pieces of ginger that they charge like $4.99 for, and these are gigantic pieces of ginger. Like, amazing. So we definitely need ginger. Let's get some fresh ginger. Look at that. That's bigger than I've ever seen. We want to get unique with our pho. We don't want to just do the classic stuff. We want to do what's fresh, what's in this market that would be absolutely delicious in it. So let's get some of these, right? These are $6.99 a pound. This is probably like maybe a quarter of a pound. So that's going to be delicious. We'll get that. I'm going to get these little baby onions because those are really cool. I've not seen them. We need bean sprouts. So these can go bad real quick. Then we need green onions, so these are gorgeous. So we're gonna get that. We also need cilantro. This cilantro just really is cool too. When I make my pho, I love to actually use the lemongrass as stir sticks. So we're gonna actually get that because that'll be fun. So we need jalapenos. Look at those. And then this is Thai basil, which is earthy, it's fresh, it's more spicy than like your opal basil, and it's delicious. Oh, shiitakes. Shiitakes are so expensive, $2.87. Like normally this is $10. We definitely have to get that. I know I'm overwhelmingly getting a lot of things here. We still need limes and we still need daikon, so let's get that. Yeah. This one's called a Chinese lobok, but it's a daikon. So we'll just get one. We'll just grab a couple limes. This is important. Just squeeze that in. So I think we'll check out and then we'll go eat some yummy stuff. All right, so we got this Peking duck at 99 Ranch. Look how beautiful. We asked for she goes, which one? I said, the best one. And then she gave us this, I guess, sauce that goes with it. And the cool part about this, I think, is that Rob has never had duck. Not only has he's never had Peking duck, he's not even had duck before. So we're about to open up the sauce and let's look how beautifully they cut this for us. Like, I was almost gonna say, no, just keep it whole, but like, then we wouldn't have had this beautiful thing. So what we're gonna do is actually, I'm gonna take the camera, all right, and then Rob is gonna pick a piece.
Look at that. Oh wow. I don't know if I'm tasting more duck or the sauce, but wow.
But so you think it's good? Rob's liking it. I know he doesn't have.
I'm gonna get my hands on it so I can eat around this bone. This is good.
Well, and sometimes the meat around the bone like that is.
Oh, that's excellent.
You know what? I'm going in for the leg. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna dip into the leg. Oh wow. Wow.
You good?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good.
It's like sweet, smoky. I've had Peking duck before, but I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best one I've ever had. I like to put foil down on my pans just because, especially with the bones, a lot of that fat will come out and render and stick. I just put a little bit of olive oil on the pan, and then I got some beef bones from the market, $6.98. I think that's a really good, reasonable price for some of these knuckle bones. Just gonna put those directly on the pan, just like that. The important thing that you wanna definitely add to your beef bones is mirepoix. So mirepoix is 50% onions, 25% carrot, and 25% celery. When I'm doing that, I will actually keep the skin on the onions. So here's some, these are like some baby red onions that they had at the market. And I was like, you know what, let's just do these too. And you can leave the skin on the onions because there's actually a lot of flavor in the onion skins and even the roots and stuff. So we're just leave those whole. Notice I didn't chop them up too much. What I generally do is just give it just another little coating of the oil. And this goes in the oven at 375 for about an hour, and it'll caramelize, the fat will render, and then we'll make our stock from that, and you get a nice richness. So then we'll just pop this sucker in the oven at 375, and that will cook for an hour. Okay, so then while that's going, let's get our spices ready for our pho. And we've got our mortar and pestle here. And we got a bunch of different ingredients that go into it. But what I really want to see is this, right? This giant cinnamon. So let's break up some of this. We'll put some cinnamon in there. Let's see the star anise, which is awesome. This stuff has that licorice smell. Amazing. You don't need that much, so we'll just put like 3 of them in there. Then we got coriander seeds, which coriander is actually the seed from cilantro. So when cilantro goes to flower and then it produces the seeds, that's what you get, is you get the coriander. Then fennel, which also does have a little bit of the licorice taste to it, into it. Fennel is awesome. It's got a nice roasted, kind of sweet, aromatic taste. So we'll put fennel seeds into it. You could just put whole peppercorns in there, but I got some fresh ground. I'll just put that into there. So I got my spices. Now, the important step though, what you really want to do before you grind the spices is give them a little bit of a toast. And because I haven't heated the pan yet to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and do it after. I'm gonna grind this and then I could toast it after. So now this is where we just wanna crush this, kind of squeeze down to break it all up first, and then really get kind of aggressive with it. Now I wanna see, this pan's hot right here. I'm gonna put it here. I want to toast it. I want to smell. Look at the smoke that it's creating from that. Such a rich smell. So then we'll turn that off. Now I'll just put it back in because I got a good toast going. And now the reason I toasted it like that, I think thought it was going to dry out the cinnamon a little bit and get a nice grind of it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our broth. Now you could skim the fat off if you didn't want it in, but I like it in. So there's my broth. This is just the beef broth. I would have liked to get this finer grind personally, but it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that all in because it's got those seasonings into it. While this is boiling, I just want to get some of that flavor into this stock, and then we'll start to make the other ingredients for the pho, and then we'll strain this over the top so we get all that wonderful flavor of the fresh spices. So while that's going, this was huge. Like, I want to show you a difference of, this is the ginger at the market. Look at that. This is at Whole Foods, Market Street, Kroger, not to throw them under the bus, and this is at 99 Ranch Market. And this was like 49 cents a pound, and this usually is a lot more. So when I cut that, okay, there's the ginger there. And when I cut that, look at that. Holy cow, so fresh. Here's a head of garlic. Pull a couple cloves out. Whack of garlic. And now I can slice the ginger. Then we also need an onion. So we'll grab another one of these beautiful onions, cut it in half, cut the bottom off, peel that first layer off, slice this up. But I want this to be in the broth. We're not gonna strain this one out. Okay, so then we'll go back onto the pan, turn it on, and then you could do a little sesame oil. Sometimes I'll do a combo of sesame oil with olive oil, considered a great Asian flavor, and I think it's really good in pho. Now, I'm gonna add this to it. I'm putting a lot in. I want it to be really rich in flavor. I want it to be spicy. I think having a lot of garlic and ginger in things is wonderful. It's good for you. So I want to sweat that down. And then I'm going to turn the heat down. And now we've got our broth. So this is a French chinois. It's very, very fine mesh. It's awesome for straining soups and sauces. And so we're definitely gonna do that here. It smells like delicious, right? But I know that probably gonna be chunks of cinnamon. Let's try it. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Wow, the richness of that broth. Okay, so we're gonna take our chinois. So we're gonna pour this in. And you might not need it, but sometimes if it's thicker, you might need it. Okay, so now you can see that it's kind of coming through. Then what you do is you push down. This is what they teach you in culinary school. When you're making those rich sauces, you have to push down to get all that juice out, all that flavor. You don't want to throw away any of that. And now you can see, look what's left, right? That stuff, we don't want to eat that because there's chunks of cinnamon in that. But if I would have ground it fine enough, it would have been good. But we're good. So we got green onions. We need that. This lovely beef. This is a beef chuck eye roll. What was cool at this 99 Ranch Market is it was actually frozen, and they had all kinds of flavored beef and pork and duck and lamb. I like how it's already all thinly sliced. So that'll be added right at the last second, which will be wonderful flavor. We've got fresh cilantro. We've got a little bit of basil that can be added at the end too into the pho. So those are important ingredients. And then we need fresh lime. We also need jalapeno. We need a daikon radish. I love mushrooms in it, so we'll put some nice, beautiful shiitake mushrooms in it. There was one that was a fresh rice stick, so it's already been cooked, so it probably will cook a lot faster. And then here is a hard rice noodle, okay? So they're about the same thickness. I love some citrus notes in my pho, and I'm really trying to make the master here of something that's just really extraordinary and delicious. So this is lemongrass, and what I love to do is I'll cut the bottom off of the lemongrass, then I'll cut it in half, then split it again, just like that, and then use the back of your knife and just kind of bash it a little bit. And what it does is it'll release a lot of that wonderful lemon flavor, and this becomes now your stir stick. So now we're switching to the lemongrass. I really like to develop flavor, so I'll use a microplane zester, and I'll just get a little bit of that lime zest over the top. And I don't want to go too deep because I don't want that white membrane going in. So I'll do that, and then I'll cut the lime, in half, do a little wedge so that we have a little wedge for a portion, so that's done. Then the mushrooms, let's just slice these. And so I've got 3 beautiful shiitakes. We're gonna let that start to simmer in there. Then the jalapeno for the spice. So generally a jalapeno, you can cut it up, but I wouldn't put very many in the broth because sometimes people don't want it spicy. So you want to make sure you have a few versions for everybody. So I'll cut down and not go all the way through the seeds, but I will put a couple in. I want some heat in there. And then we'll go ahead and portion the rest of those there. Then the basil, we're gonna pull off the leaves. We've got also, the other ingredient is our bean sprouts. So we're gonna put bean sprouts at the end too. So we'll portion that. So we make a couple portions of this. I have a gluten-free soy sauce. We have sriracha sauce. We have fish sauce. We have a hoisin sauce. And we have really a chili crisp, which is awesome as well. So these are really lovely sauces that you can do. Your next ingredients that you want to add to this is we definitely want to put some fish sauce in here. So we will put the fish sauce, okay? It's a great seasoning. We'll open up this chili crisp. Ooh, smells so good. And then some gluten-free soy sauce. That will also give it a nice rich color. It kind of helps, you know, give it that nice color. So the other thing too is I'm gonna season it. I haven't seasoned it, so I'm gonna put salt in there, okay? I wanna do that. So we need some daikon radish, so we're gonna cut up some daikon. So you can cut the top off, the bottom off. You could use a peeler or a knife to peel the daikon. Either or is fine. Then let's do the green onion. Stack it together, just take that top part off of the green onion. That could go in stock. Then slice some green onion. Then with some cilantro, just rip off a few leaves like that. So then let's take our noodles. And you could just, I've never done this before, so we'll just pop it in. I'm sure it'll kind of break up. Oh yeah, let me show you the bones while that's cooking. So you can start to see some caramelization happening on the bones. The onions are caramelizing, some of the brownness. That's what causes that nice rich stock. That's what we want. Then we're gonna take our beef. And this is like frozen beef. And we're just gonna drop it in. I'm just making sure the meat is cooked. Sometimes they'll serve, you know, with the raw meat on top, which is fine. I personally don't like that. I like to just kind of make sure that the meat kind of cooks because then all the flavor is in there, which is wonderful. So look at my lemongrass, like that little stir stick is so cool. All that flavor that's coming out. Okay, now we're ready to plate up. So then what I like to do is I'll take some of the noodles. I always portion that first. I want to make sure I get the noodles, I get some of the meat, but I'll actually scoop it out because I want to make sure everyone equally gets, you know, a portion. So I'll grab the meat, maybe I'll grab some of the mushrooms. I'll ladle that lovely broth with a jalapeno over the top of the noodles. My jalapenos in there, my daikon radish. I'll put like this so that it's beautiful, like so it's fanned and you see that. I'll do some basil leaves, right, around. A little bit of cilantro too, that combination. Some green onions, okay. Then I'll do some bean sprouts kind of right in the middle. You can serve it like this with like a lime wedge right on the top like that too. For a pro move, I like to just sprinkle just a little bit more right on so that the guest gets it. And then, so here's the sweet soy. See how I get that nice glaze on the top of that? Then I do the same with my sriracha sauce because I like it spicy. And younger kids like that spicy too. And then nice chili crisp. I'll put that right on the top right there. And then The last pro move is I still season it with a little bit of salt just so everything pops. Chopsticks, little noodles, little meat. Wow. Wow. It was so fun today. Thank you. 99 Ranch Market. Lovely time getting all these wonderful foods. I know Rob had a lot of fun. Let's really elevate our photos now, people. Let's make the fresh stock. Let's add all the nice ingredients. Have fun, and you'll see my recipe in the bios or in the link. Take care, everybody. Thank you. If you have not liked and subscribed to my videos, Transform Culinary Solutions, please do it now. Like, do it right now. Like, just click, click, click. I'll juggle for you. Do whatever we need to do. Do it now. It's right there. Thank you.